Yeah, this is Tactical Red and your Tactical United, and Man United lost 2-1 to Sheffield United. I'm not even I'm not even sure what to even comment on the game because Sheffield United are the worst team in Premier League history. Let me tell you about the game tactically because that's how I see everything. That's why I'm called Tactical Red because I see things tactically. Firstly, the first half, Bruno Fernandes kept emptying the midfield and he was playing like a striker. And then he was playing on the left and he was playing on the right. He was playing everywhere, so we had no fluidity in our attack because Bruno Fernandes was emptying midfield. In the second half, he held his number 10 position for like 10 minutes and we created two chances. And then he did the same thing again. Oli clearly doesn't have any control over Bruno Fernandes because he gave him clear instructions and he didn't. Then he stopped following it after 10 minutes, and then Oli didn't tell him anything and let him go away with it because Oli's a weak manager. And I'll explain why Oli's a weak manager because he made three substitutions, took off Telles, Greenwood, and Tuan Taby. These were the easiest substitutions to take off as none of the first team, as they are not first team established regulars. So he took off these players, even though it doesn't make any sense to take off Telles. It's a wasted substitution. Why don't you bring on Mata for someone? But he doesn't want to make hard decisions. He doesn't want to take off Rashford. He doesn't want to take off Martial. Doesn't want to take off Bruno. Doesn't want to take off Pogba. You know, he doesn't want to make hard decisions and take off players that he deems are undroppable. But when they're having stinkers, as particularly Martial and Rashford had a stinker, but more like thing with Martial, he's had a stinker for his whole season. The whole season's been a stinker for Martial, and he's still playing in first team games. I mean, Greenwood, yeah, he didn't finish his chances, but he looked dangerous. Martial looked like he was never going to score, never going to do anything in the game, and he persisted with Martial. And I'm just sick of the favoritism. I'm sick of Oli thinking in this type of manner because it was never going to be productive. I personally think in my heart of hearts that we're not even going to get top four. I said this. I said this when we were top. Um, I just don't think we're going to get top four because we have no consistency. And I think if you look at our last month that we have won games, we've hardly created chances. And I think what's going to happen in the next month is that these things are going to continue. We're not going to. We were turning draws to wins. I think we're going to turn draws to losses now. To be honest with you, and I think we're going to slowly slip out the top floor, the top four. And if you look at our last 7-8 games of the season, they're tough games. We haven't got an easy game in the last 7-8 games. So I can easily see us slipping out the top four, and you know, like even the next 2-3 games we got Arsenal, Everton, and Southampton. It's not easy games. It's not easy games. It's not. It's not. They're not guaranteed wins at all. I mean, if you can't beat Sheffield United, there's no guaranteed win. Let's be honest. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised that we lost. I am a little bit surprised that we lost, but it just if you look at the game against Liverpool when Van der Beek played in number 10, I'm just highlighting something that people may not understand. If you look at when Van der Beek played in number 10, he held his number 10 position at all times. When you hold your position at all times, it creates fluidity because when that number 10 does get the ball, he's in certain positions to open up teams. Now, Fernandez doesn't do that, not all the time. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. He's very ill disciplined in his positional and tactical sense. And Ollie's not strong enough to manage him. He's not. He's just not strong enough to manage him. We need a strong manager who can manage players and improve players. And yeah, I'm just not surprised with this result. If you really look at our performances, can you tell me what? I mean, probably the Liverpool performance was our best performance in the last month. That Liverpool performance was our best performance in the last month. And these performances, they only happen every now and then with us. There's no consistency in the way we perform. So you know, look at the games that we've won. Wolves was lucky. Aston Villa was lucky. Who did we beat the other day? 2-1. There's been so many games, I forget all the games. I think we beat Burnley. Burnley was lucky. Um, there's another game that I'm forgetting, to be honest. You know, we've had a few games that have just been lucky. So you know, I don't think that we're doing what we need to do as a team and as a collective. And individually, Martial is not good enough. I just don't see what Martial brings to the team anymore. I just he's lost his way, and I just think he's lost his way, and I'm not happy with Martial, and I'm not happy to see him start game after game. I don't want to see him starting games anymore. He brings nothing to the team. He's only scored 2 goals in the Premier League. He brings nothing to the team, and I want him gone. Not gone from like the club. Maybe I do want him gone from the club, to be honest with you, because I don't see that, like, he's 25. I don't see what he can bring to us anymore, and I think we should cash in now. I think funny, like, I think actually Mourinho was right to want to get rid of him. Because I think it's a mentality issue with Martial. He hasn't got the mentality to be a top level striker. I'm Tactical Red. This is Tactical United, and Man United lost 2-1 to Sheffield United, and it's embarrassing.